Welcome back to another episode of 10-Minute Tips and More. This is episode 3, Create Workflow and Nav Modules using Studio IDE. This is a continuation of the service support request. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to create a workflow to capture catalog item variables and insert the data into a custom table. We use the app and catalog item created from episodes 1 and 2. We'll create navigation modules to view the rec and RITM records. We'll create a workflow and insert data into a custom table. And we'll use the custom nav modules to view the custom table data. We'll use the service portal to test the service support requests using the service portal catalog item. We'll use the customer service management UI navigation to review, insert, and update custom table records. Create custom modules in the Service Management UI navigation to access the rec and RITM records. We'll create a basic workflow to insert catalog item variables into a custom database. Them through the service portal to submit the service support requests. And then we'll see how we can review, insert, and update those requests from the custom module in the Service Management UI navigation. We're going to start this video out by taking a look at how we can create custom navigation module to view rec and RITM records. On the left-hand side under navigation, we see the modules that we already have, service support, and under that we have some options of all and create new. We're going to go ahead and create a couple custom nav modules. We'll select create application file, navigation module, and we'll click create. We'll go ahead and give this a name, and we'll just call it requests. We'll select an application module, and we'll select the citizen developer projects. We'll leave the order blank at this time, no hint. And the link type. This is going to be a list of records. We'll go ahead and select the table, which is SC_request. And we won't supply any conditions at this time. We'll go ahead and display the entire table within our application. We'll click submit. And we can see we now have an entry over on the left-hand side. We'll go ahead and add the second module. And this one we'll add for the request item table or RITM. Again, we'll select the citizen developer projects. Under link types, we'll select the request item table. And again, we won't enter any conditions and click submit. And again, you can see the item showing up under the modules. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. We'll go ahead and type in our application name. And we can see under the Citizen Developer Projects, we've got two new modules called Request and Request Item. If we go ahead and click on Request Item, we'll see the item that we entered in the last episode. So this is just an easy way from the Studio IDE to add in custom modules for displaying existing tables. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go up and create the workflow. We'll click on Create Application File, Flow Designer, Flow, and click Create. It's going to ask us if we want a flow or a subflow. We'll leave it as Flow, and we'll give it a name. We'll leave the defaults, and we'll click Submit. I'm going to go ahead and maximize this. So the first thing we need to do is create the trigger. This is going to be a service catalog trigger. That means it will fire, this workflow will fire off anytime an item is created through the service catalog. So we'll go ahead and select Done, and then we're going to add two actions. The first of which is going to be to get the variables. So we need to get the catalog variables. So what we're going to do here under the submitted request item is we're going to grab the requested item record, and we're going to drop it on there. The next thing we need to do is select the catalog item. So we'll go down and type in service request, we can see the 5 variables, and we'll go ahead and select them and move them to the selected field. We'll go ahead and click done. So now we have the variables from the catalog item and we'll be able to use them. So next we're going to actually go in and create record. It's going to ask us for the table to add these into. So we are going to select the service support table. And now we need to assign each of the variables from our catalog item to our database. So we will select long description. And again, we can just drag that over and drop that. We'll select priority and drag and drop. Requested on behalf. Service support type. And lastly, our short description. We'll go ahead and click done. Now that does it for the workflow, so we're going to go ahead and save that. One thing you need to know is that you do need to activate the workflow before it will recognize it from a catalog item. So we'll go ahead and click activate, and this will put a reference to the workflow in the system. And if we go back to the catalog item, what we need to do now is in the process engine, we need to specify flow. And we're going to put the name in here. So service support request. And we'll click update. Okay, so that's all we need to do. We're going to go ahead and try this. And we're going to try it this time from the Service Portal homepage. Go to the Service Portal homepage. We'll click under Request Something. Then we'll select Can We Help You? Remember, this is where we selected to have our catalog item show up. Service Support Request. We'll go ahead and select a user here. We'll select some options. And remember, we don't have defaults on these, so we need to select them. So now if we go ahead and check out, once this completes, we should see a detailed listing of the entry. And then if we go back to our actual database table and look at the listing within our table, we should see entry. So we'll go show list, and there is our entry with our customized number, requested on behalf, and our selections. So there you go. That's how you can create a simple catalog item to insert a record into a custom table. In closing, let's do a quick recap. In this episode, we created custom modules in the Service Management UI navigation to access the rec and RITM records. We created a basic flow to insert catalog item variables into a custom database table. We showed how you can access the catalog item through the service portal to submit service support requests. And lastly, we took a look at how you can access the data from the custom modules that were created when we generated the application. Join me for the next 10-minute tip, which is going to be episode 4, to create a list field and insert multiple records into a database. Here's some information about the author. Myself, Kelly Bridgeman. Email, LinkedIn address, as well as my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. And don't